Hi, I'm Thembi.
I'm Jonathan.
And today on How to Learn, we're going to be discussing random life tips and how we learn them.
Mine are really random.
Okay, go on.
You're not even ready for how random these are.
Let's hear this.
Okay, so we'll go through various categories. My first one, it may have been fueled by boredom, but it was entirely random. I'm on a holiday in Greece. I'm on a Greek island, and there's a bookcase in the place I'm staying. Secondhand books, really dog-eared. Various travellers have left them there, and I picked up. I would never have gone and bought this or borrowed it, but Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
It's a good book.
I'm on holiday. I'm not thinking about how to be highly effective, but I sort of started flicking through it. And I can still remember one of the things which struck me, which was the concept of the emotional bank account.
Yes.
And how if you irritate someone or you're late for something, anyway, you do something which is a withdrawal on somebody's emotional bank account with you, you should, of course, apologise and then think of how to restock that bank account a bit later on. So I just love that idea of, it allows you to make withdrawals, but you should always apologise and actually make them good later on. So yeah, the emotional bank account, totally random.
Totally random, but it's a really good book. Mine's from an experience. I love to travel.
Right.
And so when I'm travelling solo, I realise I like to take my time in an airport. I like to not rush. And that's just something that I've learned over time.
Did you rush when you first started?
Yeah, I used to rush. You used to think that you've got plenty of time to go through security, and then you feel all frazzled when you're on the plane, and it's not actually a nice experience. So what I've learned is take my time, go to the airport. I treat it like I take my time. I know I like to take my time. But when I'm traveling with other people, they like to leave it to the last minute to get to the airport. I have learned in myself that I will meet you at the airport because I want to have the airport experience.
I will see you at the gate.
I will see you at the gate, and I will be sat there on the plane whilst you're like, I made it. And I don't
Final
do
remaining
that.
call for
No,
okay.
Exactly.
And did you learn that in a straight line? Like you just gradually over the years got better at it, or was there a sudden moment of realisation?
There was moments of realisation where it's like I didn't actually enjoy that.
Right.
I don't want to experience this again. So next time I'm going to do better. And now I've gradually got into a space of I know exactly I want to be there at least 3 hours before.
That's mad. But there we go. That's wisdom building up.
It's wisdom building up. That is me.
I've got one, watching an expert at work. I feel you're a travel expert. But anyway, watching an expert in action, and I learned something from a double-glazing salesman. Ironically, we'd called him to get some double-glazing installed. This was ages ago. He was from Everest, and he came round and he did something that I thought I didn't notice at the time, but on reflection I realised what he'd done. He asked me for help. His daughter was going to university or something, or planning to, and he asked me for some advice about some subjects. And I was a bit flattered to be asked for the advice, and I thought, I'll just be helpful. He was a nice guy. And I actually looked a couple of things up, and I sent him an email or whatever. And he said, thanks, sir, it was really useful. My daughter's very grateful for the... He'd probably never shared it with his daughter. What he was doing was employing that technique. I'm being cynical, but I'm not. Where if you get someone to help you... they will actually have this warm, fuzzy feeling about you because now they've been your sponsor, your advisor, your mentor, you've helped them, and therefore you have this warm feeling about the person you've helped.
Yeah.
He could have offered to help me, but it's actually more powerful. So now I bought the double glazing. I think we're going to buy it anyway, but I realised in retrospect, that was someone, and there's a name for the technique, and I'll look it up. But
that's a good sales technique though, isn't it?
Get somebody to
was
help
he
you.
Mirroring something? I don't know.
I just think it's very deliberate. Yeah, I mean, it's a sort of middle of a casual, chatty conversation. He did it very subtly, and possibly it's genuine, but I think that's a technique.
That's a good technique.
Watch the experts.
Watch the experts. Another technique, a random life technique, but it's actually now part of my everyday, was moving to London and having to navigate the tube system.
Okay,
Something that I thought I'd never have to do.
I could test you now.
You could test me. I mean, I still call the lines red, purple, silver, but yeah. But I think for me was having that confidence in being able to navigate the underground system because nobody in London was stopping. So I learned from observing other people stand on the escalator, even though it does say stand on the right-hand side.
Right.
You sort of learn quickly what happens if you don't stand.
There's a strong cultural norm.
There's a strong cultural norm. So actually understanding the London Underground, I feel a lot more confident when I'm traveling using other underground systems because it correlates. So in Spain or in Barcelona, they've got a similar underground system to what we've got, or even in France as well. So it's not actually, once you crack, I feel like there's a code to crack, but no one tells you what it is.
Yeah, but once you're there, you're part of the culture.
Yeah.
So that's through ongoing life experience and observation.
Yeah, but I didn't realise I was learning it though, did I? You only know when you're learning when someone stops and asks you for directions. And I'm like, yeah, it's that tube over there. You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Same at work when somebody new turns up and you think you're still new, but actually they're asking you the questions and you've got some of the answers. So that's really interesting.
So we've got experience learning, we've got observational learning,
getting bored on holiday,
learning, situational learning,
cumulative life experiences.
Basically what we're saying is you're always learning.
It's all valid. You're always learning. And just keep doing it. And it doesn't have to be one particular method. Whatever works for you.
Exactly. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.